Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News for Friday, June 5th, 2015. The Cumberland Engineering Building, a massive 4-story factory building in South Attleboro, will start demolition soon. The building was condemned last summer and needed to be either razed or the violations fixed. Atlantic Coast Demolition has been hired by the building owners to demolish the factory. We spoke to City Building Inspector Doug Semple to get more information on the demolition.
Sometime around April 8th, I think it was, our department, the fire department, all went down to the site, spoke to the manager let us in, we walked in. The minute we walked in the door, we knew we had an issue. There were walls built all over the place, no permits for the walls. The thing about the walls that were built is they went up in between sprinkler heads, so they interrupted the sprinkler flow. All over the area that we were in were storage of materials all in cardboard boxes. So not only did you have a tremendous fire load, the sprinklers weren't going to touch it because the walls were interrupting the flow. So there was a hazard the minute we walked in the door. So we immediately posted the building as an unsafe structure, sent an order out to evacuate the building. The fire department and us both sent that order out. Everybody was given an opportunity to get back into the building to get the things that they needed for their companies to get out of the building over a time period, probably a couple of months. After that, they assessed the whole property, and what they found was they needed to take down some of the outbuildings before they could take down the main structure itself. So over the last 10 months, they've been taking outbuildings down and preparing and getting bids to take the main building down. They applied for their demolition permit for the main building a couple of weeks ago. We received the letter from the professional engineer, which is required under the code to supervise the dismantling of this 1 million square foot building. They're going to start demolition the 12th of this month. So we're expecting very shortly they're going to start demolishing it.
The Attleboro City Council recently approved the position of a constituent services administrator for the city. The duties of the job will include answering constituent questions and finding solutions to their concerns. We spoke to Attleboro Mayor Kevin Dumas about the need for an employee dedicated to constituent concerns.
I recently had submitted as part of my fiscal 2016 budget proposal the creation of a new position in my office specifically, and the title of that position is Constituent Service Administrator. One of the things I was fortunate enough last year was to start off with an intern in this office, and it was very, very clear between the balancing of the needs of Allison Wood, who is the legal secretary, and Kathy Ilkowitz, who is the executive secretary for the mayor, that there are other things in the office that have to be handled on a daily basis. For the city of this size, and as we continue to grow, it was very difficult for them to finish all their tasks on a daily basis. We were fortunate enough, as I said, to have an intern position in the office over the past year, and where we focused on some weaknesses in our office, and what that was is an area of constituent service, the area of special projects that come up that have to be dealt with, and as it relates to getting things on social media. So how do we reach out to people? We've brought on some new technology. We're just in the infancy. It's called See-Click Fix, which will allow city residents to be able to go through and to report issues to our attention for a myriad of issues that come up that they want to see addressed, and we have to go through and fix them. Well, in order to deal with those things, you need somebody who's going to be dealing with the program, making sure that things got assigned to the right place, working with the departments to make sure that those issues are being handled. If there are special resources that are needed, that's the type of things that that person would be doing. So by bringing the city solicitor in-house in fiscal year 2016, we've saved approximately almost $50,000 by doing that. And by doing so, I was able to fully fund that position from within my existing budget. So even though right now the council has established the position on the classification plan, the council through the budget process actually has to make sure that the funding is in place. Once that would be done, which would be by the end of this month, the end of June, then we would actually post the position, and we'll be seeking interviews and hiring the most qualified person for that position.
That's all for today's update. For DoubleACS News, I'm David Angel.